That's absolutely sensational.
Man, that is sensational. That is fabulous. Everybody has to like that one.
Jesse, get your face out of the plumbing.
They're almost everyone. Come on, Jesse.
Oh, I got through it.
Yeah, well, you may not get through this next cut with considering whom is going to tackle this one.
I agree.
I feel better already. A dear, dear friend of mine. For everybody, Rowdy Roddy Piper!
Are you ready for this, Gene?
All right, welcome wrestling fans back to the Nation Network. 24 hours removed from Madison Square Garden. This is the WWF Wrestling Challenge. And tonight we've got a six-man tag team match you will not want to miss, featuring members of the Heenan family. We'll be back with that and plenty more. Stay with us. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and get a look at this. Paul Roma making his way to the ring. Of course, he and Jim Powers had a big opportunity at Madison Square Garden just last night to go after the tag team titles. They came up short in their attempt.
Well, I'd be curious to know exactly what Mr. Roma is doing out here.
I believe he's going to say something.
Well, this ought to be interesting.
You know, as many of you people out there have seen, the Young Stallions, we've had a run here in the WWF, and we've had opportunities, but at the end of the day, if you're not winning the tag team titles, well, wait a minute. I believe in that maybe indeed. Yeah, there it is. His tag team partner, Jim Powers, making his way down to the ring.
You know, I'm starting to get the funny feeling that there may be a little bit of a rift between these two dudes.
I doubt that very much.
I'm not so sure. There were moments last night where I felt like maybe they weren't on the same page.
Well, I've got to say, these two young men have really done a great job in the tag team division here thus far, and they've come so close to winning the tag team titles. Yeah, but you and I would talk about stuff backstage. I don't know what's on your mind, but I can tell you haven't returned my calls all day, so something must be bothering you, and I just want to know what it is. This doesn't have to be something personal. See, the reality is this. I realized after leaving Madison Square Garden last night that I'm never going to be a tag team champion if I have to carry you. What the hell are you talking about? You carry me. I thought we were a team. I thought we were working together. Yeah, we didn't get it done last night, but there's other nights in the future, and we can be tag team champions. Unless you're going to walk away. I'm not walking away. I'm walking to. I am walking towards the future. I am walking towards victory. And listen to all these people out here. They know that I'm the real deal. But what I need is a partner who compliments me. And all you do is hold me back. So I'll tell you what, why don't you do this? See, I've already found a new tag team partner. That's right, I'm moving on. But if you can find someone in the back tonight, we'll make our debut. And then you can see what a real tag team's all about. My goodness! Paul Roma has broken up the Young Stallions. All right, fans, we are back, and I'll tell you what, this crowd's still buzzing about what we found out earlier tonight. Paul Roma ending the Young Stallions.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 245 pounds, Tito Santana.
The Latin sensation from Tacula, Mexico, Tito Santana.
You know, nothing makes me happier than seeing old Chico Santana in the ring.
And his opponent.
Wait a minute.
Accompanied by Mr. Ford G. And from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing in at 235 pounds, the King, Jerry Lawrence.
The King, Jerry Lawler, being escorted to the ring by Mr. Fuji.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you're the king, you know how to get the best servants in the world. And with Mr. Fuji at ringside now, I believe that makes him even more devastating and dangerous than he was before.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, Tito Santana's going to have eyes in the back of his head to get through this one. Fans, all roads lead to April 1st. Right here on the Nation Network, it's Nation Mania. We will see the legends as well as current day superstars throughout the course of this mega stream. WrestleMania will be taking place during that stream. And I'll tell you right now, we are starting to see what it's going to look like as part of WrestleMania this year, and it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. It has been announced, it is official, that this year WrestleMania comes live to the Nation Network from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada, Sin City, that's my type of gal. That's where I have a great time.
All right, now Tito Santana not having a great time at all, as the King ramming the head of Santana into that top turnbuckle.
Now, if I was giving Lawler advice right now, I would tell him not to worry about ramming the head into the turnbuckle, because in my opinion, Chico Santana doesn't have much up there.
All right, now he's in a camel clutch. Santana managing to pry the hands apart on Jerry Lawler and escapes out the back. And now it is Lawler sent into the turnbuckle. I'll tell you right now, this is going to be some of the most unbelievable stuff we see here tonight. The World Heavyweight Champion, the incredible Hulk Hogan, is in the building. We expect to hear from him at some point in time this evening.
Oh boy, oh goody. Chump Hogan is here live and in living color. What else can we ask for?
Well, while you may not be a big fan of the Hulkster, I can tell you right now the majority of people in these stands are. Atomic knee drop by Tito Santana. As part of that big mega card of wrestling coming on April 1st, we will be raising money for the second year in a row for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals. We invite you to join us and make your donations. Donations can begin as early as today if you won't be able to join us on April 1st. All you have to do is look in the description box down below and you will find the link. Over the top rope, all the way down to the floor goes Jerry the King Lawler. Oh, now Mr. Fuji, what did he just do?
Well, you know what? I think Fuji was trying to have a word with Santana.
No, he went to the eyes, it looked like.
No, I didn't see that. I don't think even you saw that. You're presuming.
Both of these men. Oh, what a drop kick by Lawler. Santana's hurt.
Yeah, Chico caught that one and then got drove into the apron.
Santana back in the ring now. And Lawler beating the count by 7. Boot to the midsection, and now Lawler raking the eyes of Tito Santana across the top rope.
Well, it's a legal move because the referee would have to count to 5 to break it, and you don't have 5 seconds to break it. So that makes it a legal move.
It is definitely not a legal move, but to your point, yes, it would be very hard for the referee to enforce it unless he wants to disqualify him.
You're going to really disqualify a guy for raking the eyes on the top rope?
There he goes again. Santana having a hard time seeing. Nice head scissor takes the King down. This is our opening contest this week on the Wrestling Challenge, and I'm telling you, fans, we are going to see some of the biggest names in the history of the game. Santana from the top, missing, and Lawler capitalizing on the mistake.
Textbook neckbreaker by Jerry Lawler outside on the floor. Santana going to be feeling that one.
And now Lawler sent back into the ring. Santana driving the elbow. Once again to the top rope. Tito Santana with a splash, and he comes down across the midsection of Jerry the King Lawler. Shoulders are down. Referee distracted by Mr. Fuji.
Well, you know what? Like I said, Lawler is the king, and he brings only the best when it comes to servants, and he's got Mr. Fuji. And he did his job right there, distracting the referee.
Santana missed. Santana having to deal with the outside distractions of one Mr. Fuji. You keep referring to Fuji as a servant. Do you believe he's a servant, not the manager?
I don't think Jerry Lawler needs a manager. I think he needs someone to do his bidding for him, and that's what's happened here tonight.
Oh, the pile driver split him wide open. Santana may be done. That could be all. He got 2, and he puts him away. The big win for Jerry Lawler. I would dare say he didn't get it done on his own, however.
Yeah, he got it done on his own. Who else was in the ring? Mr. Fuji may have distracted a referee, but so be it.
All right, fans, plenty more action still to come as Tito Santana walks away. Not very happy with the outcome of this one. We'll be back. All right, wrestling fans, we are back in the ring at this time. He is the man known as Cyclops. And here comes his opposition.
And his opponent from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 287 pounds, the bad guy, Razor Ramon.
The bad guy, Razor Ramon, making his way down the aisle. Did not have a very good night at Madison Square Garden.
Well, you know what? I have still not quite figured out what's going on here between him and this 1, 2, 3 kid. But it seems like the 1, 2, 3 kid definitely has his number.
Well, I think everybody would agree with that, especially after what happened in the Garden last night. It's getting to that point where you can no longer say shocks the world because it's almost become something you would expect. One of the hottest entities here in the World Wrestling Federation in recent weeks. This 1-2-3 Kid even pulled off a huge upset over Greg the Hammer Valentine during the Wrestling Classic.
Well, I'll tell you this much right now. I think the more he pulls off wins like that, the more everyone stepping in the ring with him will be better prepared. And that will be bad news for him because I still believe he gives up way too much in size and strength.
Razor Ramon wasting no time at all with this Cyclops. There's a swing and a miss. Oh, he caught him. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, he really made him pay the price that time.
Razor Ramon just dropped the Cyclops across that top rope, follows up with a suplex. Another clothesline. A lot of people thought this may have been what they would have seen at Madison Square Garden, but it was not the case.
I'll tell you right now, Razor Ramon is making this dude pay. He is upset, no doubt about it, and he's taking it out on the Cyclops.
Went for the swing and he missed. Cyclops trying to get Razor Ramon up. That's not going to happen. Ramon with the belly to belly. From back, he rolls him up. Shoulders are down. Oh, wait just a minute. One. Can you imagine if he would have lost to this man?
That would have definitely been a problem, no doubt about it.
And suddenly the Cyclops. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Referee's out. And now he takes out the 1-2-3 Kid. Razor Ramon. What is going on here?
The 1-2-3 Kid just got Razor Ramon disqualified.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what just happened. We'll be back. All right, fans, we're back and in the ring, and this time, the one and only Mr. Perfect.
You know, everybody saw what happened at Madison Square Garden. I didn't lose to Brutus the Barber, Beefcake. He didn't pin me. He didn't make me submit. All he did was run away, and he ran into the ring. So, Brutus, you've got something that belongs to me. That Intercontinental Championship. And I'm gonna come and take it from you. At WrestleMania, there won't be any more little sneaky wins. At WrestleMania, just to guarantee that doesn't happen. You can't pin me 1, 2, 3. You can't make me submit. And if you were to get a count out again, it won't matter, because it's gonna be 2 out of 3 falls. The Intercontinental Championship is going to be on the line, and it's going to be 2 out of 3. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, you enjoy what little time you have left as the Intercontinental Champion, because I promise you, at WrestleMania, it comes to an end. You've gone up against a lot of names in this business, but yesterday you found out you couldn't beat the only challenger who is perfect.
Mr. Perfect, 2 out of 3 falls for the Intercontinental title, part of WrestleMania. Oh my! All right, welcome back, fans, and it is time, as we promised you, to see one heck of a 6-man tag team match. Wait a minute. Look at...
Introducing first.
Are you
from
kidding me?
Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 245 pounds, Tito Santana.
Well, once again, we're getting another look at Tito Santana tonight. Double duty.
I guess he just must have had his bell rung so bad by Jerry Lawler earlier that he forgot he already wrestled.
And from Glens Falls, New York, weighing in at 270 pounds, Jim Duggan.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan making his way down to the ring to join Tito Santana for this 6-man tag team matchup. My understanding is Santana was not a member of this team originally, and I do believe somebody may have missed a flight connection, and Santana is in a filling-in position here tonight.
Well, that's great news for Duggan and whoever his partner is, that they're going to get Tito Santana out on the heels of not only a loss,
but a Jerry Lawler pile driver. I'm sure he'll be at 100% for tonight.
No doubt about it, Tito Santana is going to be a little worse for the wear, but here comes.
And their partner from Glasgow, Scotland, weighing in at 230 pounds, Roddy Piper.
The unpredictable Roddy Piper went head-to-head with the Nature Boy Ric Flair at Madison Square Garden inside the confines of the steel cage, and what a match it was.
Oh, I got to give credit where credit is due. That was one of the best matches I have seen in a very long time. Back and forth, and there were definitely moments where you weren't sure who was going to come out on top.
The Hot Rod, Roddy Piper has this crowd up on its feet.
Yeah, well, it's all well and good right now, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, there's only one real world heavyweight champion.
And their opponents, first, at a combined weight of 450 pounds, the World Tag Team Champions, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard, the Brainbusters.
Well, as we alluded to earlier on in the program, the Brainbusters were victorious over the Young Stallions to retain those tag team titles. And, of course, those titles not on the line here tonight.
Would it really matter if they were? I mean, it's not like they're going to lose them to Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Roddy Piper, or Tito Santana.
Oh, and look at this.
And their partner from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 245 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
The real world heavyweight champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and the video distortion of that belt is absolutely criminal in my opinion.
Well, Ric Flair was told up front, as was Bobby the Brain Heenan, that they could wear the belt to the ring. They had no way to stop him, but as long as he's on WWF television, we will video distort that title, as it is not recognized here in the World Wrestling Federation. He did not win it here.
That doesn't matter, he won it. Why can't he wear it? Why can't it be seen?
Well, we promised you, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a six-man tag team match that you won't want to miss. Here we go. The Enforcer Arn Anderson locking up collar and elbow with Tito Santana backing him up into the ropes. Will we get a clean break? Referee trying to step in between the two, and Arn Anderson on the break.
Well, you know what, Chico Santana? You might say that was a lull in the action, but it was also a bad move by Santana. By letting his guard down, he's going up against the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, and unless you haven't been paying attention to him, he's not the kind of guy that's going to give you a clean break.
Anderson sends him into the turnbuckle. My goodness.
Now, Arn Anderson, he was watching earlier, I guarantee you, and he knows what Santana dealt with going up against Jerry Lawler, and now he's going to make sure that Santana pays the price for coming out here in this match.
Oh, Santana! Huge move right there. Just laid out Anderson. Tag is made. Duggan. Clothesline, however, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan goes all the way down.
Referee tied up with Arn Anderson. It's going to give Hacksaw Jim Duggan an opportunity to get back in the match.
Tully Blanchard tags in and runs right into Duggan. The near 300-pounder from Glens Falls, New York. Oh, he has him up in a bow and arrow. Submission hold.
Well, you don't normally associate Hacksaw Jim Duggan with a submission move, but that was one.
And now Tully Blanchard heading towards the corner. Turns the tables now. Going to work on Duggan. No. Duggan turns it around again and now. Do-si-do, and around we go. Big right hands by Tully Blanchard. Tries for a boot. Tully Blanchard has Hacksaw Jim Duggan up in the air with a tremendous suplex.
Duggan now trying to make the tag, but Tully Blanchard cuts him off, and that's a big part of wrestling right there. That's what you want to do. You want to put the man down and hold him down.
Tully Blanchard went for the cover, gets a 1 count. Meantime, Hacksaw Jim Duggan continues to absorb punishment here. Tully Blanchard just talking at Duggan, really laying a smack talk down. Overhand right tag made, no. Big right hand. Nice move right there by Tully Blanchard. Irish whip puts him onto the apron. Hacksaw Jim Duggan gonna bring Blanchard in the hard way, and he does.
Well, you saw the Nature Boy Ric Flair drop off the apron there. Getting a little too close to the action, perhaps. Nobody home.
I've got to tell you, that was one of the most unique escapes I have seen. Blanchard with that heavy forearm down across the back. And Duggan in trouble. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Once again, tasting the steel of the turnbuckle. Nice arm drag right there. Tully Blanchard goes for the ride.
Well, Hacksaw Jim Duggan doesn't seem to have enough in him to pull away more than one offensive move at a time, and you're not going to get back into this one that way.
Head first, my goodness. Went again, Tully Blanchard. Look at this. The Nature Boy Ric Flair holding the arms. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is in the wrong part of town. Would you not agree?
Well, he definitely is, but right now there's nothing he can do about it. Every time he tries to break out, Blanchard does the right thing and holds him in.
And now Duggan appears to be busted wide open. He is bleeding profusely. Tully Blanchard continues to target the head of Jim Duggan. Fireman carried out by Duggan. And he sends Tully Blanchard into the corner, and he gets him. Big clothesline. Rake in the eyes. Tully Blanchard down low. Referee didn't see it. You've got to be kidding me. Tag made, and now here comes the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Oh, wait a minute. Tag made to Roddy Piper. Piper going to work on Flair. Flair catches Piper and drives him into the canvas.
Well, I'll tell you right now, back and forth match if ever there was one, and now the Nature Boy evening things up a little bit.
Evening things up with a handful of face, raking the eyes.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it. It's Roddy Piper. Are you going to tell me he's never raked the eyes? Just because he's on the side that you like right now doesn't change the history.
Well, I'm not going to say the Rowdy one does not have the ability to get down and dirty with the likes of the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Not just the ability, he's got the history. You want to rewrite history and act as though it didn't happen. Well, it has happened. And now the Nature Boy Ric Flair really giving it to Roddy Piper.
Series of rights and lefts. Oh, now Piper trying to come back with some of his own. No love lost between these two men. Flair and Piper. Piper just got caught by Blanchard.
Flair lighting him up with those chops. I'll tell you what. The chest of Roddy Piper is feeling it.
Piper trying to bring Flair over to his corner, but Flair ready, willing, and able to fight it back. And again, we talk about those chops. Back body drop sends him all the way out to the floor.
Ric Flair showing what he thinks of Roddy Piper.
Indeed, not much in the way of respect at this point in time. Many people felt that Ric Flair was very fortunate to make it out of Madison Square Garden last night with a win. Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the ring, in trouble. Shoulder tackle, my goodness. And now the Nature Boy Ric Flair, what's he gonna do here? Oh my word! That could be all she wrote. Flair getting ready. He's going for the figure 4 leg lock and he's got it on him.
That might be all she wrote for Jim Duggan. I believe it's all over now.
Duggan is in trouble. The Hacksaw trying to survive. Duggan, desperate times call for desperate measures. He's going to have to come up with one. Flair really doing the number on him with that figure 4 leg lock. Duggan finds a way to escape. Goes for the slam. Flair in trouble. He's planted into the mat. Look at the blood absolutely covering the entire face of Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Duggan is worthless to his team the rest of the way from this point on.
Santana going to work on the leg. And now Flair with a small package. He's got Tito Santana rolled up. Referee's there, 1, and Santana comes out the back door. Tito Santana wrestled earlier this evening, as we mentioned, and now Flair going to go for that figure 4 leg lock. Yes, he is.
Oh, that's going to be it. Santana's got so much history with that knee. The surgeries at the hands of Greg the Hammer Valentine may all come to play right here now.
Santana, desperation, he rolls it over. And Santana with that backhand knife edge chop. Santana and Flair exchanging blows in the middle of the ring. Crucifix couldn't hold the shoulders down, and Flair now in trouble.
Wow, tremendous neck breaker right there, and I gotta tell you, Ric Flair is in trouble. He definitely needs to make the tag out.
Santana has got the figure four leg lock on. And now Arn Anderson breaking it up. Piper back in the ring with Flair.
Into that exposed steel ring. That's what Roddy Piper has to resort to.
Wait just a minute. Who is the one that exposed that steel ring to begin with? And now Piper outside. Flair sizing him up. Oh, from behind. Roddy Piper now is in trouble. The Nature Boy Ric Flair and the members of the Heenan family going to work.
Well, Flair and Roddy Piper, clearly there is no love lost.
Flair has burst into that turnbuckle, into the steel post, I beg your pardon. Flair went after Duggan and he caught it. And again, Duggan. The Nature Boy Ric Flair sends Piper crashing into the turnbuckle. Flair. Oh, what's he going to do? The Nature Boy down across the head of Roddy Piper. Setting him up. He's got the figure four once again. It's on him. Piper in trouble. Piper's in a lot of trouble right now.
Somehow he's surviving.
No, that's it. The knee may have just given out on Roddy Piper.
Well, there was a moment right at the very end when you saw it happen. We've seen it before. The Nature Boy Ric Flair reaches deep down inside and he puts that extra torque on it. Look at Jim Duggan suffering from the figure four leg lock. We saw Tito Santana suffer from it. And now Roddy Piper has to succumb to the pain.
The Enforcer, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
The Heenan family victorious here in this six-man tag team match. Fans, we've got plenty more still to come here on Wrestling Challenge. Stay with us. All right, welcome back, fans. What a match, and the crowd still buzzing about that one.
And his opponent, accompanied by Bobby the Brain Heenan, and representing the family from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing in at 257
What the hell's going on here?
Mr.
Are you kidding me?
Mr. X thought it would be a good idea to come out and attack Mr. Perfect, and I don't know what he's thinking.
I don't know what he's thinking either, because he's got no chance in hell of winning the match to begin with. He wants to come out and get the ire up of Mr. Perfect. Has he lost his mind?
All right, it's officially underway now, and we're going to find out. Boy, I'll tell you what, Mr. Perfect. We heard from him earlier tonight. 2 out of 3 falls for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. It's going to be huge. Big drop kick, and again, Mr. X goes down.
I'll tell you right now, I think Mr. Perfect is going to put an X where the mask used to be before this one's all said and done.
I don't think Mr. Perfect is going to leave any stone unturned. And he's trying to take the mask off, I believe. He's trying to unmask Mr. X.
He's got that tied on real tight, however, and it's not going to be easy.
Tremendous clothesline. Larry the Axe Hennig, the father of Mr. Perfect, used to use that running axe attack, that forearm smash to the head. And once in a while, we might even see Mr. Perfect pull that one out. And now half Boston Crab is on. Little to no effect on Mr. Perfect. It was once again going to be very upset with Mr. X and the different attacks he has tried here tonight. It would have been bad news for him to begin with, but I think he's taken a bad thing and made it much worse.
Yeah, that's the old saying, you don't poke a sleeping bear. Well, he's not only poked him, but he's slapping him around in the face a little bit, and the bear is about to eat.
And now Mr. Perfect hooks it up. Oh, here it is. Perfect flex goes for it. There it is. He's got the hands clasped together. 1, 2, and it's over. Could we be looking at the new Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania?
Well, it's very possible. I won't say it's not.
As we take a look back, there it is, the perfect flex. Compresses the shoulders and the neck.
Here is your winner, Mr. Perfect.
And now, wait a minute. He's got to work on Mr. X some more. Brutus the Barber Beefcake is here. Oh, he accidentally hit Bobby Heenan. The confusion. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Drop kick.
Well, I'll tell you right now, we're not going to wait for WrestleMania.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Snapmare takes him over. Perfect snapping the neck. What is he doing? Oh, he's got a steel chair. Perfect with a chair right to the midsection of the ribs. Down across the back of Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Well, Brutus the Barber wanted to get in the ring in a match he had nothing to do with. Well, now guess what? You pay the price.
We'll be back right after this. My goodness. All right, wrestling fans, order restored here, at least for the moment. Here comes the World Wrestling Federation's heavyweight champion of the world, Hulk Hogan.
The immortal chump, in my opinion. The champ who's a chump. He keeps on running and ducking, the real world champion.
Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Ric Flair does not just get to walk in the door and get a title match.
You're going to tell me he hasn't earned one, right? Well, let me tell you something, brothers. I've been listening, man. I've been listening to this dude, Ric Flair, as he walks down the aisle wearing a belt, claiming to be the real world champion, man. Well, the reality is this, Flair. Everyone knows, man, that there's only one real world champion. And you're looking at him right here. Now, I know you want a piece of Hulk Hogan. I know you want the World Heavyweight Championship, the real World Heavyweight Championship around your waist, dude. But the reason that's not happened, man, is you haven't proven yourself here in the World Wrestling Federation. I don't care what titles you won outside. I don't care what belts you wear to the ring, brother. If you want to be the man, you've got to beat this man. And right now, you haven't beaten anybody that impresses me. You got a lucky win over Roddy Piper in a steel cage match by escaping. You didn't put his shoulders down. You didn't make him submit. But I know you have this thing you like to do. You want to run around, man, telling everybody I'm afraid.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. We might have the head-to-head confrontation we've been waiting for.
I believe it's about to happen, and yes, indeed, there it is. The man who was victorious earlier tonight, when you talk about styling and profiling, nobody does it better than the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Did I hear you right? Did you actually have the guts to come out here and tell all these people that I haven't proven myself? Do you know who the hell I am? I'm your worst nightmare. I've been calling you out forever, my friend. Yeah, you've been calling me out, man. But you're trying to get the cheap way to victory. You're trying to get to the world title without going through the contenders, brother. And that's not the way it works here in the World Wrestling Federation. You're trying to headline one of the biggest cards in the world, and you haven't earned it. Not in my opinion. Well, let me tell you something. I've beaten the Tito Santanas. I've beaten the Roddy Pipers. And just to make everybody happy, next week I'm going to take on your buddy, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, all right? You like that, huh? And when I beat him, I don't want to hear anything else.
Let me tell you something, brother. You get in the ring with Brutus the Barber, man. There might not be anything left of you to worry about being at WrestleMania. But I'll say this. As far as I'm concerned, if you can pull off a victory over Brutus the Barber, then you can have your title shot, man.
All right, everybody, you heard it. Right here, next week, Ric Flair, Brutus the Barber. And when I beat him, you're going to put the title on the line. Woo! Get ready.
Well, here's the thing, man. I'm always ready. You see, Ric Flair, I know where you've been. I know the places you've been running around, the circles you've been chasing. But you're in a different place, man. Now you're in the land of Hulkamania, man. You don't have to beat Hulk Hogan. You got to get past all the thousands and thousands of Hulkamaniacs.
You think that's going to be a problem for the real world heavyweight champion? Oh, my friend, all I can tell you is take good care of my belt, because soon I won't have to have it video distorted, and I will be recognized as the real world champion.
I know that's what you think in your mind is going to happen. But the reality is going to be a little bit different, brother. Because at Madison Square Garden, you got lucky. But in Las Vegas, well, your luck's going to run out.
You don't know me very well. I am a Vegas kind of guy. You are looking at the 24-hour-a-day man of all cities. When I go into Vegas, everybody steps back and says, what's causing all this? What is going to happen next week? Brutus the Barber Beefcake going up against Ric Flair.
right, wrestling fans, we are back, and it's time for our main event of the evening. Jim Powers coming out here.
Introducing first, from New York, weighing in at 251 pounds, Jim Powell.
Well, maybe he wasn't able to find a tag team partner. Is he really going to go 2 against 1 by himself?
Well, fans, if you're just joining us, Paul Roma basically separated ways with Jim Powers earlier tonight, trying to blame the lack of tag team title success on his partner. And wait a minute. Oh, he's got a tag team partner.
From Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 216 pounds, the Kid.
The 1-2-3 Kid makes his way to the ring. Well, he picked a pretty good partner because right now, as we mentioned earlier, the 1-2-3. Oh my! Wait a minute!
And their opponent, at a combined weight of 521 pounds.
That's Hercules.
Hercules Hernandez and Paul Romy. Power and glory.
Power and glory indeed.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I don't think there's any arguing or disputing it. Paul Roma has traded up.
Hercules Hernandez and Paul Roma. Bell sounds action underway, and wow, just like that, Hernandez taking Powers down and doing a number on him. I'll tell you, I'm not used to seeing Hercules Hernandez in a tag team environment. We'll see how he does.
Well, there's a quick tag right there, and that's going to be one of the key factors, I believe, in a match like this, is to see which team is able to tag in and out and keep the fresh man going.
Former partners right now. Roma going to work. Big clothesline, and Powers is eating it all.
Meantime, out on the apron, you have the 1-2-3 Kid, probably getting more than he ever bargained for in this one.
And now the Irish whip sending Paul Roma into the turnbuckle. Big Bulldog. Powers able to make the tag out. Clothesline, and down goes the 1-2-3 Kid.
Well, we talked earlier on about the success that he has had here in the World Wrestling Federation since joining. Now we're going to find out how much longer that success runs.
Jim Powers still outside the ring. What a move right there by Hernandez, the backbreaker. He is grounded, the 1-2-3 Kid, for all intents and purposes. He catches him up. He could not hold on to him.
Yeah, but then he turns around and catches him with that nice fireman carry, using the momentum of the 1-2-3 Kid against him.
Snap there takes him over. And now Hernandez right back up to his feet. Going for the suplex. Nicely done. This is, I believe, our first opportunity to really see the 1-2-3 Kid in a tag team environment as well.
What is Jim Powers thinking, sitting back? He has Hernandez in trouble. You better do something about it.
Well, I don't know. I've got to agree that that was a mistake he made, and right now paying the price for it. Here comes the tag, double team, Paul Roma. Cross body from the top rope. And now Jim Powers ramming the head of Paul Roma into the mat. These two men, back and forth they go.
Well, one other thing you got to remember with these two guys, they know each other very well. Tag team partners as long as they've been, you're not going to come up with something that's going to surprise the other guy.
Roma couldn't hold him, and now Jim Powers used the momentum to come down with a crossbody block. Knee strikes him right upside the head. Paul Roma in trouble now as Jim Powers goes to work on the arm and the shoulder.
Both men exchanging blows. This one's very personal. A lot of times when we see these kind of things happen where teams break up and then go one-on-one, there's normally a week or more in between, but this just happened earlier tonight. It's very fresh.
Hernandez from behind had the full Nelson but turns it into a slam. Hercules, what a move right there.
Oh, and now Hercules sizing up Jim Powers. This could be the beginning of the end.
Full Nelson, there it is. He's got it cinched in. And it's all over. Jim Powers could not hang on.
Well, when you're in the grip of Hercules and he puts that full Nelson on you, it's only a matter of time.
As we take a look back at some of the action during the course of this one, the double team definitely in favor of Power and Glory. And I've got to admit, I am most impressed with this team in their debut.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm impressed as well. A lot of potential here, and I say it again.
Here are your
Paul Roma
winners,
traded up.
Hercules Hernandez and Paul Romy.
Power and Glory victorious, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, it'll be the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, going up against Brutus the Barber Beefcake. If Flair wins, he will have his match with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. Until next time, so long, everyone.